Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. Real quick before we get into today's monologue, I do want to mention that this is episode number 1498, which means that not tomorrow, but the day after, I'll be recording episode 1500, presuming that I don't miss tomorrow or the next day, which means 1500 days I've been doing these Shakespeare monologues as of 2 days from now. So, of course, because I love you, there's going to be a special video that I hope you'll enjoy. It made me giggle to make it. So anyway, fun stuff coming up 2 days from now. But for today, we are working on Troilus and Cressida, and we get to hear from Troilus to wrap up Act 2, Scene 2 of this particular play. And in this scene, we're with the Trojans, and they're debating whether or not they should just give Helen back to the Greeks, because that would end this whole thing. It was the fact that Paris went to fight the Greeks and came back with Helen is why the whole war started in the first place. But the Greeks are still of the opinion that if they just give her back, the whole thing can end. And we had Hector and the king of Troy, Priam. We had several people saying, like, yes, we should give her back and just be done with this. But Troilus was standing up and saying, no, we shouldn't, because it's bad for our reputation. And then yesterday and the day before, we had, well, not yesterday, 2 days ago, and the day before that, we had Paris, who actually brought Helen back, saying, you know, if we give her back, that's bad for my reputation, it's bad for her reputation, and it's bad for your reputation, because you all wanted me to bring her here, and we're very happy when she came here, and then she'll be tainted and all this sort of stuff, which will hurt the Trojan reputation and all this sort of thing. So in yesterday's monologue, we had Hector sort of conceding that point. He was like, the arguments that you all have made so far are kind of idiotic and childish, but even though there is this moral obligation to give Helen back, because she is still technically married to a Greek person, and people who are married should be together by, you know, natural laws and laws of nature and laws of nations. He's like, I get it that it would be a big blight to the reputation of Troy to have to give her back now. So, all right, I'm on board. Like, she should stay. And Troilus says, why? There you touched the life of our design. Were it not glory that we, more affected than the performance of our heaving spleens, I would not wish a drop of Trojan blood spent more in her defense. But worthy Hector, she is a theme of honor and renown, a spur to valiant and magnanimous deeds, whose present courage may beat down our foes, and fame, in time, to come canonize us. For I presume brave Hector would not lose so rich advantage of a promised glory as smiles upon the forehead of this action for the wide world's revenue. So what he's saying here is, yes, finally you get it. He's like, if this wasn't such a big deal, we wouldn't be so adamant about it. But the fact that we have her, if we can keep her, that might like undo the Greeks just enough that we win, and then we'll go down in history as the good guys. And I'm just presuming, Hector, that you would like to be thought of favorably by the entire world for the rest of history, right? And Hector's like, yeah, I get that. That's fun. Okay, I'm on board. Oh, and by the way, I issued this challenge to the Greeks, so I'm gonna go fight their champion. And maybe that'll, you know, spark a little something, and we can get a little battle going and get this war over with. And that's the end of Act 2, Scene 2. So huzzah, we've made it through 2 massive, massive scenes in this play. Act 1, Scene 3, Act 2, Scene 2. And tomorrow, we'll get into Act 2, Scene 3. There's still a lot of play left to go. So come on back tomorrow for more. And 2 days from now for a special bonus video. I'll see you then. Mwah.